Welcome back to SL Chennai Speaks Out. Should film stars stay away from politics? In fact, Karti, to start off with you, Ajit the other day at a function said that film stars should not be arm twisted to be part of political rallies or on political questions.
I think he said something very tremendously sensible. I have great respect for Ajit for actually speaking that out, because a lot
Whenever
of people...
anybody says something that you agree with, you
Absolutely. I think I'm very sensible, and so everybody who agrees with me will be equally sensible. So.
Okay. You believe that film stars should stay away?
See, in this country, anybody is open to enter politics. Anybody can enter politics. I don't think there's a prohibition. I don't think there's a prohibition for anybody or any sector of people from entering politics. In fact, my credo is that lots of people who are away from the political mainstream must join politics. There is no prohibition from movie stars for coming into politics. But the point is that they are not necessarily the only thought leaders.
But you need them. Do politicians need film stars?
Not
the
necessarily.
The Congress has used Govinda in 2002 before the Punjab election staged dance performances.
That is, the point is
the Big B was used by Samajwadi Party.
See, the Congress party does not trust any kind of film star as the leadership of the party. Yeah, of course we need to do all this. We need to do all gimmicks. It's like an ad. We got to do whatever is necessary. We got to do what is necessary to attract attention.
He won an election, mind you, Govinda.
He wasn't a very successful MP.
Okay, how many of you believe that politicians, film stars, when they enter politics, that they are elected for the second time, do they actually keep in touch with their constituency? Yes, ma'am.
Actually, they have their profession and they are very much busy with their profession, so they don't go to their constituency and keep in touch with the people. This creates a gap between their the common people in their constituency and with them, so they don't generally have a contact.
So they have too many irons in the fire is what you're saying. They should either give up one for the other.
Which constituency?
Me, Ananagar.
Huh? Ananagar. Who is your MLA? You don't know?
They won't. Did you vote?
No, I just turned up 18 this year.
Okay, fine. So she's excused, yes.
Okay.
How many normal politicians keep in touch with their constituency people? That's a question. And
quite a number of them do keep in touch with the constituencies. I'm sure Mr. Shekhar keeps in touch with his constituency. I know many Congress MPs and MLAs who are in touch.
There are many non-stars who don't keep in touch either. You can't categorize it as just because a person.
A lot of people are good politicians. A lot of people do a lot of work in this politics.
But there are normal.
Listen to me. Just calm down a minute. People do go. It's not easy to win re-elections. Many people win re-elections even against the tide because they do good work, because they have contact on the local level. So don't broad brush politicians saying that politicians are some sort of evil set of people who win elections and just disappear and don't come back in 5 years. That's not possible. My father has won elections 7 times in a constituency, and I know how much work goes into it in order to make sure that we win there. He wins there again and again. So it's not easy. I mean, there are many people. I'm sure he's a very good MLA. I'm sure he's given out a pamphlet now which tells what he does, because he goes in there. So don't say that politicians don't come to the constituencies, don't meet people and things like that.
Her point was stars don't keep in touch. My point was there are non-stars as well who don't keep in touch. You can't categorize it as stars don't keep in touch.
There are not too many stars.
It's not related to whether they are star or not. Why categorize it? They are just any other person. There are not too many
stars who are successful in politics in Tamil Nadu itself. How many?
In the future, should they enter in future or not?
They're free to enter, but I don't think they will succeed. And I really don't think they have any original ideas which are much different from what is already being dished out.
And he said senior actors are not essentially thought leaders. But tell me, how many businessmen, how many sports stars, how many criminals, how many are thought leaders in politics?
But all I'm trying to say is film stars are not exclusively the leaders of thought in this state. In fact, it will do good to this state to divorce itself from the film industry a little bit in public life, because there are other thought leaders there. They do tell me, of course, business leaders are thought leaders. Anybody who's coming up with a business idea, if you don't believe that Narayan Murthy is a thought leader? Don't you believe that Amartya Sen is a thought leader?
No, you need to have a proper assonance to make from business to Captain Gopinath was a good thought leader as far as we thought.
So you agree there are thought leaders?
No,
so there are thought leaders, I think. But all I'm trying to say is the film stars who are coming into politics here in Tamil Nadu have not necessarily been thought leaders.
What is? Can I cut in, please?
Yeah.
Who makes a star? It's not the star himself. It's a creative talent which is behind, which is unseen, which is unheard.
Who makes a politician? Who makes a politician? It's the voters again.
It's the voters, yes. But the voters have some kind of a connect with your politician. A politician goes road by road to get a vote. But how many stars go behind?
How many of you have seen your politicians other than election time? Show of hands.
They don't know their own MLAs.
Right.
What do you want?
Okay, fair enough.
Film star coming into politics and by using their popularity as a visiting card, then their performance only will speak.
It is a spring. Would you agree? It's a springboard. It's a political.
Just what you say, it can attract crowds.
Films constitute a springboard to politics.
I can give you an example. Like last time for the elections, AIADMK had a whole lot of stars on their bandwagon. From Simran to someone who doesn't even know what politics is about.
She drove a lot of crowds,
doesn't know what Tamil politics is all about. They had a whole lot of stars on their bandwagon on the stage.
Yeah.
And
There
what
are,
happened?
there are political parties, even the BJP also has used, they've
different.
used a lot of film stars for their own, capitalize on their star appeal.
So what? So nothing wrong with that.
No, so when it suits you, you use them.
Absolutely.
No, can I just cut in, please?
Yeah.
There are two things. One is called post-independence, the other one is called post-globalization. After post-globalization, even the big parties find it difficult to win an election without a grand alliance. And if that is the case, I don't think your stars are going to draw any crowds. They will draw crowds, yes, I agree. But it will never convert itself into votes.
Fair enough, because there are a lot of people, Mr.
Where is
Shekhar,
the
who
grand
might come.
alliance you're talking about with the present
A
DMK
lot of-
government?
Of course, it's a grand.
It's a grand alliance.
Congress
It
and
is not
DMK.
Congress, it is not DMK. It has
Congress and
DMK.
DMK. What happened to the other alliance parties? They are other side.
There are smaller parties, so let's not
They
get
are
into
on the other side. They
Sir,
were
no.
with the DMK.
No,
isn't
no,
it?
no,
lot
no,
of
no.
people-
If you
a lot
know
of-
Tamil Nadu
You
politics,
don't call being with Congress as a
of course,
grand
it's a grand
alliance.
old party of India. It is a grand alliance.
All right.
The large.
Because the
We're
grand
not,
old
we're not
party,
debating the Congress
we are
here.
digressing from the.
No, 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 no.
The
We
debate
are-
is not about the Congress, Mr. Shekhar. A lot of people might come actually turn up at events where stars actually are at the podium. But many believe that it's only to see their stars from closer quarters.
Definitely.
And not really, it
the
doesn't
crowd
translate
will
into
not
votes.
convert into votes. Everybody knows about it.
So what is a film star's USP in politics then?
See, they will be, say for any function, say you want to attract a crowd. And after getting the crowd, you are going to give the message. The message given by somebody else. It cannot be the same person.
So your
artists
film world
can
is
be
just a
used
medium
for
is just a platform for your for politicians.
whom?
The film stars are only required to get in the crowds.
For some parties, they are using as a platform to get the popularity.
All
that's
right.
If I want to get into politics, is there a straight route, or is it always that I'll have to come around through a fame, or I have to become a film star, or a business leader or an underworld don? Is there
that's not
a
true.
straight route?
That is not true. There is a straight
Like,
route. There is a straight route.
Respect, sir. Like sir said, there was if I have a creative talent in me, and like they say, leaders are born leaders and all that. And suppose I'm training from the ground zero level to top. How am I supposed to get in when my other colleague or whoever my friend who has not even heard about leadership has become famous as an actor and suddenly gets into the field of entertainment is a field, sir.
You're asking me whether a young person can get into politics by joining a party. Yes, he can. Each party has its own mechanism of growth.
Without a surname.
There's no support, sir.
Without a surname.
Yeah, of course, there are many people in politics today who are successful without a surname.
What happened to Sarath Babu, who, many believe had the best of intentions? What happened to Sarath Babu? Became a cropper.
Sarath Babu is a great PR gimmick, in my opinion. All he does is go from one public speaking podium to another, and he did not belong to a large political party. If you really want to do it, it's like saying, these people who want to contest as independents, it's like saying, I want to play cricket, but I won't join a team. It's akin to that.
No,
If you
but
want
it
to
involves
be...
a lot of money, no, sir. It involves a lot of money
Please come,
circulation.
let me finish. There are many people in all political parties who are grassroots level workers who have succeeded. I'm not saying only the Congress has it. The DMK has it, the ADMK has it, the BJP has it, the Communist Party has it. Grassroots level workers who join the party, and each party has its own dynamics of growth. Each party has a dynamics of growth. Yes, most parties, the leadership at the topmost level, perhaps is closed for family members, perhaps, in most parties. But there are other positions within the party which are open to many, many people. Mr. H.V. Shekhar does not come with a famous family, but he comes from movie industry. But most MLAs of the ADMK party don't come from famous families. Neither are they very rich people. They're all grassroots level workers. That's the same with Congress party, the same with the ADMK, and the same with any other party. So there is a mechanism. Do you think if you want to be a film director, tomorrow morning there's a direct route for you to become a film director? You will have to go from studio to studio trying begging for work. The same struggle is there in politics. People who struggle have come up on top. I can give you hundreds of names of people who don't come from rich backgrounds, who don't come from family backgrounds, who have become successful in politics. Don't you think Mr. Vajpayee is successful in politics? He doesn't come from a rich or a famous family.
Out of 234 MLAs, there are only 2 film artists or 3 film artists in the assembly. Myself, Jayalalitha and Vijaykanth. And Kalaignar.
And not everybody is very
Not
successful in
everybody.
films either.
See,
All right,
some,
yes, ma'am.
in total, in India, maximum 1% or 0.5%
Is that a good sign or
popularity.
is that a good sign or not?
No. Where is the sign?
It's a good enough number. It's a good enough number.
Yeah, it's a good number.
I just want to raise this opinion that you said that if a film director has to get in, he's not going to work, he's not going to run from studio to studio. But he does have a background that he has done his studies in film direction and he's going ahead. Yes, it is necessary. You need a background for that.
No, you can work as
Like,
assistant director And
Yes, whatever it is, you need a background of an academic qualification.
No, not
no,
necessarily.
not
There's-
necessary.
You need to
It's
be
a creative
creative.
line.
You'll have to be creative. The creative
That's
thoughts have to
creative.
flow in. The juices have to be there.
Yes.
You
You'll
listen
never
to me.
run
I know
back
where your
from
question is
ideas.
coming from. There cannot be an educational qualification for people to come into politics because this country, a vast majority of people do not have access to education. So you can't disenfranchise them and tell them they're not open to come into public office. In this country, anybody who's a citizen and anybody who's complying with the law laid down by the Election Commission and the Constitution has a right to run for public office or to contest for elections. So you can't have an educational barrier to people to come into elections.
Yes, gentleman behind.
As Sir told, not all the film stars are thoughtful. When they are in film industry, they do some social service to the public. But as they join the politics, why their social motive comes down? Why their motives comes to the
Who
finance?
said I am a blood donor for 51 times? You who else? You
is
tell
it-
me.
What's your group?
Yeah, O positive. I am always positive.
You won't be abused to me.
So, but no, when we see the statistic or when we go through the
No. You
past,
don't complain generally. So sometimes you read some jokes in books or in magazines, but you cannot take it as a serious matter. See, lot of people.
serious
No.
matter. When-
Lot of people coming into politics with good motive and good intention, but you never good and bad or in all lines. Whether it is a computer line or in any office, government, anywhere, it's there.
We'll slide into another short break on SL Chennai Speaks Out. When we come back, we'll ask our panelists as to whether political parties should also play censors when it comes to films.